Hello, hello, it's Kevin here. Video time again. It's been at least 2 weeks now since I made a video. I've been pretty busy, I haven't had the time. Much to do with my cookery blog. If anybody's interested, I'll put a link. So, apart from teaching English, I have other things. I also act as a tour guide in the forest on Saturdays. I'll put a link there if you're interested in seeing some of the pictures. And I have a cookery blog. I cook, bake, and I do that every single day. So that's taking up most of my time these days. And that aside, I have lots of work on italki. Many students taking the IELTS test, OET, and other things. So that's basically why it's so long. Anyway, so as you may or may not know, what I'm doing in association with my friends at IELTS 9 Pro, we're going through every Cambridge writing task from Cambridge 18 all the way down. So we've done 18, 17, 16, 15, all the way down. This is currently Cambridge number 3. This is test 2. This is 20 years ago now. I think Cambridge 3 came out in 2003. So we've gone back quite a long way. So first of all then, fair use, copyright, disclaimer, teaching purposes, non-profit, etc. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Get that out of the way. So this is what we're looking at here. This is from Cambridge number 3. What's this? Test 2. Okay. Make this a little bit larger so you can see it. The chart shows the amount spent on 6 consumer goods in 4 European countries. Write a report describing the information shown below. You'll notice there's a difference in wording between these earlier Cambridge series of papers. They say write a report for university lecturer. The recent ones say identify main features. Well, I'll just get Cambridge 18 open, which is the latest one, if I can find it. Where are we? Cambridge 18. Hang on. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. So as you can see here, right. So the one we're looking at for today from Cambridge number 3, that says, like I said, write a report for the university lecturer describing the information shown below, but the current wording is summarize the information, selecting reporting main features and make comparisons. So this is the rubric we will be going with for this particular task, because even though this is one of the original papers, it has been changed a little bit. So 150 words. So you can see we've got 4 countries, amount spent on consumer goods, thousands of pounds of sterling. So first of all then, what's the key trends and features? Well, I'll show you mine first. Then we'll take a look at 5 readers, learners, subscribers to IELTS 9 Pro who sent me their writings for comment. So, sentence 1, simple restatement in paraphrase. The bar chart compares the amount that people spent in £1,000 sterling, 6 different consumer items. So it's basically rewording that a little bit. Okay, basically just rewording that. Now, overview. Now it's clear that in Britain spent the most in every category. Okay, so this is one of the so-called key trends and features. What's the biggest, what's the smallest, what's changed, what's unchanged, etc. We can clearly see that consumers from the UK outspent everybody else in all categories. Yeah, we've got, 6. So they outspent everybody else in 6. Germany was the smallest or least spender, also in all 6. Okay, so we've got the biggest and the smallest. And then what we have to do is clearly identify key trends and features in between. And go into the details of these, I should say. Overall, it's clear that rich people were the biggest spenders. Okay, of the 6 types of goods, they spent the most on film. So again, what's the most, what's the least, and I put that thing about the Germans right at the end. It's like an outlier, as it were. Okay, so British people spent the most, consumers spent the most on this and the least on that. I could have put that about the Germans spent the least, but I include it at the end, so it's all there. Now, figures and detail. So what I do here, I break it up into two. So we've got this figure of 160,000. So we've got 3 categories over 160,000 and 3 below. So that's where I made the cut-off point for paragraph 3 and 4. So British consumers under £60,000 on 3 items, and then I'm doing a comparison, France and Italy. So I'm moving down the categories. You've got film, toys, CDs, perfumes, etc. There's different ways that you can arrange this information, but essentially it's like what's the biggest, what's the smallest, and make comparisons between the countries. So I won't read it all out. You can see it here. So 196 words. Okay. So that's, there's a few different ways that you can include or group this information. But that's what we need to be doing, making comparisons. Now I've got 5 here. Now I've made some changes to the text where required. I didn't change or rewrite every single word. I don't have the time for that. Now, the reason I highlighted that is that's virtually identical to the rubric. So you've got what? Amount spent on 6 consumer goods. Amount spent on 6 consumer goods in 4 different. So the only change is that one word. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 words unchanged. Now, if you do that, the examiner will delete them. Poof. That's what they'll do. If there's minimal lexical alterations, as it says, it will be discounted. So you need to paraphrase a little bit more. This spending consists of, now, this one here, this paragraph, right, is very vague. The rate of changes in such things. In what things? What does that mean? Significant higher in Britain than in others, well in Germany. Right, so that paragraph is essentially pointless. Examiner, as I did, will not be wasting time trying to decode it. I tried and it was very difficult. I gave up. Examiner is not going to bother. The rate of changes in such things, in what things? So why these 2 figures? Is that supposed to be the total range? What, 140? What? So, it's like the minimum amount of all the categories is about 150. Is it? Yeah, that's like 160, so that's 150. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the spending on all categories range, but that it doesn't make sense. So that paragraph essentially is pointless. And then the highest among others, among what in Britain? So a lot of this doesn't really matter. I'm not going to be overly harsh, but look, there's no figures or data here, and a lot of it doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's all I will say for the first one here. Now, okay, don't forget your punctuation here. Don't forget your commas. Italy and Germany. Upon open initial analysis. You mean upon initial analysis. Yeah, it's obvious that was a country which spent. So there's some syntax here. Some word or the stuff which is spent in. Don't forget if it's a superlative, we need a definite article. Dwindle, you mean less. 60,000 on what? Were allocated. How can you allocate? Were allocated the lowest expenditure? Well, how can you were allocated? So you've got this passive construction here. So and this one here were recorded at a high amount, so it's not as bad as the previous one, but still this has quite a lot that's very difficult to understand. As I said, I'm not going to rewrite the entire thing, but you can see if you pause the video, there's quite a few things that don't quite work. Okay, this one's better, a lot better. As you'll see, barely made any changes, barely made any. This one is not bad at all. Okay, now you've got key feature 1, okay, then you've got the most. Now, this overview, right, could have been a little better, you know, there's usually 3 key features, but still, it's got the first one, and it's got, that's the most, it could have what's the least, it could mention Germany being the lowest spender of all, but still, not too bad. Now the next one also is similarly good. Yeah, so okay, UK spent the most, Germany spent the least, France and Italy's share was less. Okay, what does that mean? But nothing about photographic film, etc. And this is only 161 words, so you could have included a little bit more there. So I would have maybe put a little bit more in the overview, and you can see there's not, that paragraph, especially paragraph 4, there's not a lot and there's no figures or data. So this could be a little bit longer. Okay, number 4, not too bad. Now, some things here, registered for, was registered, well, was spent on, you could do that. Decreased instead of reduced, and then you've got here 3 items: perfumes, tennis rackets, and stereos. Then you've only got 2 figures though. So where's the third? Yeah. And then you've got this final sentence here: in photographic film, toys and CDs was considerably lower money spender. You mean the amount spent on photographic films and toys and CDs was considerably lower than what? So that doesn't make sense, that final sentence. And that's it. So 1 or 2 of these are not too bad at all, but there's 1 or 2, especially at the beginning, that do need quite a bit of attention. So I'll just put mine on the screen so you can see it. Okay, and I hope that helps. So there'll be another task posted in my Telegram group, link below, IELTS 9 Pro. That's going to be Cambridge Free test number 3. So I'll see you next time. Okay, bye for now.